So, Frog, start us out. Start us out, Frog.
I'm starting us out. I'm the one starting us out.
Yep,
You've made a terrible mistake, my friend. I have nothing to start out with. In fact, I have so little to start out with that I'm going to start rambling on for about 30 solid seconds without saying anything meaningful. How's your day going?
This is what happens when you have the quiet kid in the back of class with his Game Boy Advance and you ask him to solve a question on the chalkboard.
Bro, what kind of cool school did you go to where you could play your Game Boy Advance?
Yeah, what the fuck? Hang on. Well, actually, my friend brought his Game Boy Mirko because he could stealth that shit.
Dude, well, yeah, you could. You could just play Pokemon on it like nobody would know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't see the fucking screen because it's literally the size of my penis.
You know what? Back then, that was a Cadillac of gaming. Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now I can play Fortnite on my iPad, but back then...
No. That was like a 1977 Cadillac that wasn't taken care of in the years 2040. Fuck you. That thing was awful.
You know, but that was all we had, so it's kind of like that country girls make do meme, but with a Game Boy shoved up my ass instead.
Oh my god, don't remind me of the country girls make do meme.
Didn't your state just say that if you run out of toilet paper, go use a corn on the cob as toilet paper?
Yes!
Wait, did your state actually say that, like, officially?
Former Senator fucking Mike Huckabee, Governor Mike Huckabee on Facebook was like, or not Facebook, Twitter was like, oh, us Southerners, we're used not having no toilet paper. You know, we just go to the store, we buy a bunch of corn, we eat the corn, and we make do.
Can you speak like words?
Oh, this is the worst. It was so bad. This person, not only did this person represent me, but I used to be friends with someone who would raw dog his like fucking daughter on the daily.
They're gonna say his dog.
Raw dog his dog daily.
Yes.
You know, like, after following Mike's Twitter, I actually think that's more likely than raw dogging his daughter.
I don't know what you're implying, sir. My Twitter is... I purposefully, for everyone that follows me, I do not like any of the horny tweets unless they're funny.
Unless they're funny.
Yeah, okay. You know, my Twitter is just me, like, reliving cringy childhood trauma, and Frog's over here, like, posting fighting game memes.
Mm-hmm. Moth, your Twitter
You're trying to take on the Fourth Reich single-handedly.
Damn straight. Well, actually, the Nazi hunters in, like, 1977 were, like, trying to take on the Fourth Reich, but they were cool guys. Anyway.
The Nazis were cool guys? That's weird.
My Twitter, what were you saying?
Your Twitter is just like a collection of you yelling, like, paragraphs into the void and hoping that one of them gets caught by someone.
You are like the old man yells at cloud meme. It's wild.
Yes.
But you know
everything you post is completely unrelated to anything else I see in my feed.
But you know what? It's fun. It's like, hey, here's a story of a guy who, you know, I don't even know. Oh, yeah. Like the story I posted today where I was in the first grade and my teacher was like, I'm sorry, Mrs. Moth's mother. Your son may have special needs, and we might have to transfer him to the, like, high-focus classroom, which was the classroom where they had, like, the 3 TAs and the padded wall, and you gotta, like, figure out which marker tasted the best. And my mother, being, you know, once again, German, first generation, straight out of World War II Germany, was like, German women do not give birth to children with special needs.
Oh, God.
And I was just like, oh. Wonderful.
Every single episode since the one where you revealed you used to fucking simp around in Nazi regalia has been an ever-growing catalog of you maybe being a Nazi.
Well, I'm just trying to get us more viewers on the alt-right side of the spectrum. Like, those dudes will eat up anything. And with idubbbz going out the window, like, we have a demographic that feels betrayed right now. We can get them, Mike.
Before
we get into that, though, just so everybody knows, this is the We Hate Anime podcast, episode, 23?
Something like that?
Yeah, 23. I'm the Mothman.
22, I think, actually. Maybe, I don't know, maybe not.
No, 23. With me here is my Haida and my Fraga.
Bruh.
I shouldn't have let you done this.
You absolutely should not have. I'm so glad you did.
It's not even a good joke.
It is absolutely a good joke.
It's not even a joke.
My bit was so much better even with my panic attack. Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. So, guys, guess what? I survived a tornado and you guys are fucking freaking out for no reason.
We just wanted to make sure you're okay.
You know what's funny is, like, I was getting my entire Twitter feed blown up with, like, videos of tornadoes, like, taking out power lines and turning them into, like, electrical sandstorm tornadoes.
Like, turning into freaking, like, just dust particles, like, just disintegrated. And you're like, oh, what do you mean you're worried?
Yeah, like, Mike's over here.
I live in the fucking tornado belt.
Sorry for being concerned.
Mike's over here in a Waffle House just staring out the window like, yup.
You need to understand, when I was in elementary school, four tornadoes were converging on this elementary school at once. And I was just in the bathroom taking a shit, and I didn't even know about it until I got out. And they're like, man, shit was crazy. And I was like, I took a big poop. Are you proud of me?
See, we would get, our elementary school is a little bit more, like, weird. We would get these random announcements on the PA, like, children cannot go outside and play at the playground today because a grizzly bear was found swinging on the swing. And you think I'm making this up, but this stuff happens. Like, we literally had a day where a kid ran headfirst from the slide into a moose and they had to cancel recess.
I definitely don't think you're making it up, but fucking, that big bear in Canada recently woke up from hibernation. I think he's called the Boss. He's a big fucking bear that can't be stopped. He's famous. Have you ever met the Boss Frog?
He just wants to eat McDonald's and sleep.
He just wants to play overrated country folk music.
So we actually, we do have some things to talk about this week. There's one that I've requested that we talk about, we hit it for 5 minutes and we drop it because everyone and their dog is talking it to death. But I think we had enough unique perspectives on the topic that it's a little bit worth hearing. And obviously this is the idubbbz situation.
Oh, right. I forgot.
For those of you that don't know, idubbbz' girlfriend got a boob job, and then she decided to start posting pictures of herself on OnlyFans.
Pog.
And idubbbz was very, very quiet about it, and a lot of his followers, myself included, we were hearing erroneous information. We were hearing that his girlfriend is very aggressive, very insulting to him, and that basically one of the guys we look up to that we consider, a great content creator was being bullied by an absolute thought. This is what I was hearing.
I didn't hear about this at all.
And in my perspective is like idubbbz has always kind of been like the socially awkward guy who got famous. And so like I found it absolutely believable that he could be in an abusive relationship just because socially awkward guys end up in abusive relationships all the time. But we found out that this is something that he was okay with, that he was supportive of, and he made a video about it. And the video has gotten a lot of backlash, the fact that he's okay and he's supportive with his girlfriend having an OnlyFans regardless of the content. That has generated a lot of hate. And believe it or not, I was very, very frustrated about it as well, and I couldn't figure out why, because it wasn't the reason everybody else was getting angry. It wasn't like, oh, idubbbz is a cuck. That meme like, hey, and tell your girlfriend to post more videos on her OnlyFans. Like, that wasn't what was making me angry, and I couldn't figure out why. And I had to think about it for like 2 days. And
Moth rarely thinks about anything longer than 2 minutes.
Yeah, like, I might think about what I would want from Panda Express, just because it's like, what kind of sugar chicken do I want today? The orange one or the sesame one?
Dog, you go sesame every time. That's the best one.
Honestly, like, if you eat at Panda Express, then that means there is no other garbage Chinese food restaurants in your city.
The last time I ate at Panda Express, I was a child, and I got food poisoning. We all got food poisoning so bad, and there was a single toilet in that house. So it was a fucking brown bloodbath.
Fallout New Vegas. But,
oh God.
But, no, and I think actually what I figured out is, idubbbz comes from an era of the internet, and this, Mike might know what I'm talking about, but I don't think Frog does. But there's a lot of people who share a sentiment with me that the internet was at its best from about 2003 to about 2007, 2008. That's when Something Awful was churning out amazing content. That's when we had all the different forms of 4chan that were actually good, like Guro-chan was actually getting updated. You were getting a lot of content. Newgrounds was hitting its absolute stride. That's when we started seeing the rise of guys like Oni. That's when all these content creators were getting out and they were getting big. and as time has gone on, the internet has really gotten normified. Like,
Yeah.
I would say it's the normie net now. It's not the internet, it's the normie net, because it's all about social media. It's all about getting followers. People aren't feeling the level of like, I just create content to create what I like anymore. And idubbbz was kind of, he wasn't really in that first wave, but he had that spirit of that first wave. Him, Filthy Frank, and Max Mofo, and Anything for Views, but Anything for Views kind of isn't as big as the other three. Like, he's their background friend who they brought because they needed a Cartman.
I feel like I really annoying.
He's that weird kid.
Yeah, he's the Cartman of the group. But they were they were a great alliance, and you slowly saw them kind of get whittled down and die off. Like, Filthy Frank became Joji, and, well, Joji was actually what he was originally, and then he became Filthy Frank and Joji again. And I think a lot of people felt betrayed by him becoming a soul singer, despite not having a soul. And then Max Mofo has just kind of become like Pokemon card unboxings,
which is very weird.
And so idubbbz was very much was very much the last of that wave to be counterculture. Like, everything idubbbz has really done has been counterculture, has been this thing that like people who loved the internet 2003 to 2008 did. And I think a lot of the frustrations these guys are feeling is they feel like with idubbbz doing this with his girlfriend, and they might not realize it might be a subconscious level, it feels like idubbbz has finally been normified.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't get that at all.
Well, no, it's just he's now with the modern world. Like, he's very much like, because right now it's okay to have a girlfriend who's a sex worker, and I'm not saying whether that's a good or a bad thing, but that's the general consensus. Is like, it's okay to be in a relationship with a sex worker.
I mean, I don't know. I don't. You can have modern views without like being a normie. I don't understand.
No,
well, I just want to say, it's not the consensus that it's okay, because literally everyone is mocking idubbbz, and the people who aren't, like, who are calling out the mockery are in the minority.
No, that's absolutely not true. Go look at the video. It has a majority upvote. Even if it's divisive,
it's 60%.
It's 60 to 40. The majority's okay with it.
See, that's not exactly how like to dislike ratios like actually work. Your average person doesn't like them, even if they dislike the video, and the ones that do like them typically upvote just because it's reactionary. So if people are reacting negative, like if you look at even like the most like hated videos on the internet, like not downvoted, just like the ones that people criticize the most. Like, fuck, Leafy just dropped a fucking idubbbz video. That's probably got a fair number of
I'm not even gonna give that guy a view.
I'm gonna give that guy a view. I'm gonna give that guy a view, because Leafy is despicable. Yeah. Leafy is an absolute garbage human being, but I can at least appreciate that.
As soon as idubbbz is on the opposite side of the internet mob, he fucking decides to make a comeback. Of course, he's a fucking trash goblin.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, no. Leafy is the villain you like to love. He is the father from Pan's Labyrinth.
He's just annoying.
No, I just find him like a piece of shit, to be honest.
No, he is the villain you love to hate. He is the Keemstar. He is the father from Pan's Labyrinth.
Keemstar is I love to hate. That I'll admit, but I don't like him at all.
That's because Keemstar has charisma on top of being an awful person.
Yeah, like Keemstar actually has like kind of an identity that is. He just keeps consistently fucking things up for everybody else.
Like fuck before fucking God, what was the British guy used to do PC or game reviews? Can't remember his name.
Wait, the one who died?
Yeah.
Total Biscuit.
Total Biscuit. He's not a villain though.
No, but I was gonna say, like, my favorite thing Keemstar ever did, like, a year before he died of his cancer, he just like, can't wait to report your death.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
I just gotta give some, like, well, if you gotta realize where Keemstar came from. Keemstar came from, like, 2007. He is, like, the only 2007 YouTuber who's still relevant.
Quickly, everyone, type, Moth is a, degenerate in the chat.
No, but, like, Keemstar came from 2007 YouTube, where it was all about making Halo Teabag compilations. Like, it was all about harassing minorities on Xbox Live. And the fact that he has transitioned from that 13 years later to still having sponsorships, to still making money when everybody else is basically broke and in jail right now. Like,
he's the only person I know of that was banned off YouTube and found a loophole to stay on YouTube.
What was the loophole?
That his channel is not Keemstar, it's Drama Alert, and he doesn't own it.
Yeah, I think that's actually the real thing.
That's the kind of like that's what separates your Keemstars from your Leafys. Leafy just went silent because everyone made fun of him because he's a little punk.
I love Keemstar.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the same reason I love Shadman. Is just like I kind of love these horrible.
And Shadman bothers me because like he did this art on Twitter like the other day. It's like a 6 samurai and it looks super sick. And I'm like, why don't you draw things like this more often? Because it looks so cool.
See, I love Shadman, but that's because my taste in pornography is like shouldn't be talked about.
Bruh.
Oh man, what? Yeah, no. I'm not gonna make this another episode where we talk about porn for 20 minutes straight. But back to idubbbz, I honestly think a lot of people feel more betrayed by the fact that I just feel like he did something so normie. Like, more than anything else, I feel like this counterculture god.
What? No, how is it normie to have to support your girlfriend who wants to do sex work?
That is absolutely the California internet of 2020.
This is
the San Francisco drink the Soylent, don't
this
work
is so
out.
Weird. I was expecting Moth to like have a bad take on this, but I didn't expect it. It's not even like a bad take.
It just doesn't exist. This take is not real.
It's dislocated from the situation.
Well, no, it's like, you know, idubbbz has always, like, he lives in the middle of the woods, and he's, like, talking about saving squirrels from plastic cups, and then all of a sudden he becomes and I'm not kidding, I'm like, the 2020 San Francisco, drink the soy, be polyamorous, God isn't real, don't work out, like, this is what he has come to embody, and everybody's like, wow,
He's always looked and been like this, and people are just surprised that he's surprisingly positive towards sex work. Well, and then, like, he's also been deleting comments that have been abusive towards his girlfriend, and people are like upset over that too.
No, like, you should absolutely be supportive of somebody who is supportive of you and that you're in a healthy relationship with. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that that's where you went with this. I was totally expecting the next sex negative route.
No, it's, you know, I have to balance out what I consider, and I gotta be careful about how I say this, but like, because of my religious views, I do dislike what I deem degenerate culture, but I also have to let people live their own lives. So like, I can't be mad about this because it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But because I gotta let people be themselves. Like, that is actually a huge thing that Mormons talk about, is that people are free to do what they want to do.
Yeah, that's actually, I was actually going to say, but I didn't want to bring it up because I didn't want you to make me think I was mocking you. But nope. I was going to say that's my favorite aspect of the Mormon religion. That like, I come from fucking Southern Baptists, where we say shit like hate the sin, not the sinner, but at the same time we would literally boil gays alive so that we can extract their flesh and wear it like purses. But Mormons, on the other hand, are like actually relatively accepting.
Well, yeah, it's just we won't let you do our private ceremonies. That's pretty much it. It's like, yeah, you can be who you are, but unless you are who we are, we won't let you participate in the Mormon exclusive stuff. Like,
you don't get to come to our fancy bar mitzvah, but not really.
No, what do you guys call it? We don't have any bar mitzvahs. Dude, it like, if you want to go into like a crazy topic, you should hear the arguments between the European Mormons and the American Mormons. It is some bonkers stuff.
God, I can't imagine like the inner Mormon
If I ever wanted to hear aliens talking to other species of aliens, I'd listen in.
Well, no, it's just like the fist fighting all day over circumcision is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
God.
The fist fight over circumcision.
Can I, Mike? Can I please?
I don't know what you're going to say, but that's the name of the podcast.
The fist fight over European circumcision.
Yep. That's right.
Well, like a lot of Europeans, they don't circumcise. Like that's actually like we don't. That's actually a very American thing to circumcise your kids at birth.
Yes.
And so a lot of European Mormons are like, hey, we're an Abrahamic religion, but we're not Judaism. Why the hell are you guys circumcising your American kids? And then you have the American Mormons who are like, yes, but we love Israel. We love the Judaish faith. Like, let's circumcise. Let's be more like our brothers, the Jews. And they just go to war over that. Like... It is the greatest thing you could ever watch. It's just like the argument between two old men, one with a Nazi accent and the other with like an old like Bible Belt accent. Like, I say that Israel's our greatest ally. No, you must not mutilate the penis.
Wait, you're German. Why did your German accent sound like Hindi?
Dude, I have no idea why, but if my German accent,
so
it's because I was like right by Switzerland when I learned German, and like Swiss German is borderline Muppet German. And so it goes like weird Swedish chef Hindi thing.
God.
I don't know.
Can we have like a Muppet Germany like thing? What's the German dub of Muppets sound like?
Well, okay, so like
Bjork.
In Stuttgart, if I wanted to say hello to someone, I'd be like, yeah, grüß dich. Well, if I'm in Switzerland,
that's Russian. That's just Russian.
Grüß dich, Elmo.
Yeah, but like in Switzerland, which is the Muppet German, if I want to talk to somebody, I'm like, oh yeah, grüezi miteinander. And it's just like this, I have to jump into a falsetto or the Swiss don't understand me.
Because this is like I took a year of German, so I know some German. I used to know how to count to 100. Did you learn?
But can you count to 6 million?
I don't know. I think it would take me too long. I don't think anyone could count to 6 million. Why did I finish that joke? Why did I do that? Are you an Eek or an Ish German?
Ich. Okay. So I roll the C and the H with like a harsh H.
I learned Ish, and the German family I lived with after I was homeless, they were an Eek, and they would get on to me anytime I would talk German. And it was like it gave me flashback, like Vietnam flashback style shit.
Oh yeah, Herr Mike, you are the dickest kind. We need to keep feeding you so that you will become the fat boy, and then we have a Christmas.
I don't like this.
So yeah, closing statements on the idubbbz situation. He supports his girlfriend. Yeah. He does not have the right to control his girlfriend. And if he's not comfortable with her doing what she does, then he can just not be with her anymore. And everyone who freaks out about this needs to grow up.
Yeah, the two major concerns, which one was alleviated, was, is he in an abusive relationship? Which that has been alleviated. That was a big concern.
I never heard about that.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, that's because you're not in the bodybuilding groups who have been stuck in quarantine for 3 weeks now and we're all going insane. I didn't tell you about this, did I?
Atrophy
no.
Yet?
Okay, so do you guys know what trampoline is?
No.
Trampoline?
Okay, it is the hardest steroid you can do. This is guaranteed lose your hair, become sterile steroid.
Oh god.
So nice. On one hand, you'll look like a character from Gears of War. On the other hand, you'll be shooting blanks at 3,000 miles an hour. So a lot of these guys started their trampoline cycles back in February, and the cycles are hitting their stride right now, and they can't go to the gym. And imagine drinking 3 bangs and a Viagra all at the same time, and that's what these guys are dealing with 24/7.
Seems like a bad time.
Yeah. So these guys are going absolutely nuts. It's the funniest meltdown I've ever seen.
They've been fucking holes into their hardwood floors.
Dude, the whole punch a hole in the drywall? They've been doing that with their dicks.
And their heads have morphed into fully articulate hands.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Pog, that sounds sick. Imagine we had a third arm, down there. You can do it, dude. Is that what DJs do when they don't ever touch the thing?
No, that's just called using your iPod with pre-recorded music.
I mean, yeah, but that's my joke. You took my joke.
I took the wind out of your sail, buddy.
Speaking of taking winds out of sails,
I'm going on a boat ride tomorrow. I'm full of zingers today.
Frog is officially trying to get out of the hole in Canada. He's like, I'm going on a boat. I'm going to discover the Americas.
He's gonna come, as much as I know about zombie movies, he's gonna come back and society is gonna be overthrown by zombies.
Oh, you know what I can't talk about? I did watch something this week. Sorry, this is a little late.
Cabin in the Woods?
Nope, but it was a zombie movie, and I can talk about it later. If you guys want to.
What is it? I want to hear.
I watched...
Just talk about it now, Frog.
Yeah, you're excited about it right now.
I watched as recommended by everybody, because I like Edgar Wright films. I watched Shaun of the Dead, finally.
Finally?
Oh. Yeah, finally.
I feel like one of those weird people. Like, I'm the same guy who says, I like Life of Brian from Monty Python, but I don't like The Holy Grail. And that's very much how I feel about Shaun of the Dead. I don't like Shaun of the Dead, but I love Hot Fuzz.
So what'd you think about it, Frog?
It was very good.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say about it, really. It's Edgar Wright, right? I already knew I was gonna like it going in, basically, because I love everything he said.
Yeah, Frog has actually never seen... This is the first movie he's ever seen in the Cornetto trilogy.
Which is crazy, because I've pretty much seen, not all of his films, but most of them, except for that, pretty much. So it's a little wild how it's taken me this long to get there.
So I absolutely adore... I love Edgar Wright. I haven't seen all his movies, but I love him. I've seen every movie in the Cornetto trilogy, and I love all of them, but I'm like one of the only people that thinks At World's End is the best one.
I never seen the other two yet. I'll get to Hot Fuzz after.
Yeah, Hot Fuzz, like Moth said it's his favorite. That's like a lot of people's favorites. That movie is fantastic.
It is really good, especially from like a weird conspiracy theorist like standpoint. Like, I loved it.
Yeah, let's not talk too much about it, because like the twist in that's really insane.
It's weirdly good for a comedy.
I mean, that's what I mean. Comedies can be really good.
Any action movie that makes a fast-paced montage out of doing paperwork is all right in my book.
Yeah, or an entire shootout in a comedy.
Oh, it's so good.
Dude,
it's more like it's more of an action comedy than like just a straight up comedy.
Dude, that scene where that dude they got like torn apart like everywhere by the zombies. Like when he gets pulled through the window it's like so disgusting but so funny because they just keep going for like 30 seconds.
My favorite fucking scene in that movie is when Ed turns on the jukebox, and then the owner of the zombified owner of the pub shows up, and they beat him up to the beat of Queen's "Don't Stop Me Now."
Yeah, no, I think it's actually Bohemian Rhapsody, but no, it is "Don't Stop Me Now." Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, I've seen that movie like 17 times. I think I would know.
I don't know why I thought I know, but when I was hearing it, I'm like, oh, it's Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't know why though, but it totally was with "Don't Stop Me Now." But in my head, my mind said Bohemian, which is weird because I don't like that song.
I think my favorite scene from that movie is like at the very beginning where they're talking. He's like, "Come on, I know he doesn't do much, but we can't kick him out." He's like, he's our flatmate, and he's like, "Hey, remember that time we all got together, did like a half an ounce of weed, ate like 30 slices of pizza, and played Tekken 3 for 12 hours?" I was like, "Yeah, that was great. When was that?" 1988 or like 1998. Like, I don't know why. That was my favorite joke in the entire movie, and it wasn't even that good.
Isn't that like
no? That's a pretty good
near the
joke.
Beginning, I think.
Yeah, that is. That I actually I love there's so much of that movie I have memorized because like I've said I've seen it at least 10 times. Like when they're walking outside of the pub at the beginning of the movie, completely plastered, and they just go da 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 da, and there's a zombie in the background, and he just goes.
Yeah, that one's pretty good.
That fucking part kills me, and I love the two. One take shots at the beginning of the film, one pre-apocalypse and one after apocalypse.
And it's exactly the same.
It's so good. I love that movie.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not in love with Shaun of the Dead. And I think it had the same thing. And partially this is like the Napoleon Dynamite Monty Python syndrome, where it was talked up to, and same thing with Diablo 2. It was talked up to me for months, and with Diablo 2's case, for 3 years. Oh, this is the best thing ever. You gotta see this. And then I watched it, and maybe my expectations were way too high, but like, it just wasn't amazing. It didn't blow my mind. Mm-hmm. I had to watch Napoleon Dynamite probably 4 damn times before I finally started laughing. And I was like, why did I do this to myself?
No, I mean, that movie is just torture.
Yeah, and then weirdly enough, I went into Snakes on a Plane with absolutely zero expectations. Like one of my top 10 movies.
Wait, did you see the TV edit or the actual version?
I saw the actual version with my mother.
I'm tired of these mother effing snakes on this mother effing train.
These Monday to Friday snakes.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's Monday to Friday
this
snakes.
Monday to Friday plane. Man, I took my mother took me to see that, and then like 3 months later, I was like, Mom, I really want to go see Borat, but the girl I was going to see it with canceled. Can we go see Borat together?
Oh no.
My mother would not stop laughing that entire movie.
Okay, was she laughing at that the like understanding the commentary level, or laughing at funny voice man level?
No, like the scene where they were beating each other with a rubber dildo in an elevator. My mom was crying from laughter.
That is a funny scene.
And this is the never skips church on Sunday. You know, nice. Like yells at me every time I say like a bad word, like hard Christian mother.
This is my sister. She is number 2 prostitute in all of Kazakhstan.
Number 4 prostitute.
Nice.
Yeah. It's,
anyway, I kind of need to get this out there because I'm the only person who thinks this. All Sonic games are garbage.
You know, it's really funny. You got to look at it. A lot of people have this thing where, you know, Pro Jared came back and he's like, everybody loves Sonic Adventure 2. Well, let's do a review of Sonic Adventure 2. And then he literally highlights the Tails and Dr. Robotnik levels to show how bad Sonic Adventure 2 is. Like,
those levels are awful.
But here's the thing. You got to realize that we got to go back to the year 1998 for a second. Okay.
I don't want to. Go back.
We are going back to the year 1998, and we're going to talk like because somebody made the opinion on Twitter the other day. They were like, "Yeah, you know, Sonic Adventure is significantly a better game than Mario 64," which you know. It's kind of comparing apples to oranges in the same way that trying to compare Sonic the Hedgehog to Super Mario World was apples and oranges.
Yeah, it's a really weird comparison to make.
It is, but like you have to realize a lot of people have they have rose-tinted glasses for Mario 64. Mario 64 is a dumpster fire of bad camera controls and janky jumping mechanics.
Agree.
Everybody who's like, oh, you know, Mario 60, like, yeah, the graphics were solid. The draw distance was really good. The level design was mostly solid until you get to the flying carpet level. But it's the people who love, like, they talk about Super Mario 64 being an amazing accomplishment over something like, say, Mario Galaxy or Mario Sunshine, are the same idiots who think Banjo-Kazooie is better than Banjo-Tooie because all they can remember is Click Clock Woods.
Like, well, I actually think it's just people who love Super Mario 64 are the people that were stuck with a Nintendo 64 as a kid and had to like convince themselves it was worth it because that is a garbage console for garbage human beings.
That's some good games.
I mean,
though.
Mario Party was a lot of fun. The first Mario Party, as I like to call it, like Cutthroat Party, where you literally
every single good game on the 64 has better versions on newer systems.
I don't know about that. I don't think there's a single Mario Party better than the first one. Because after the first one, they kind of got rid of the whole cutthroat attitude and moved towards everyone's a winner. And like the first Mario Party, if you lost, not only did you lose, but at the results screen, like the game took stars and coins away from you and gave it to the first place person. It was like Ayn Rand's The Fountainhead, the board game. Like, it was the most brutal and like horrible party game of all time.
I'm sorry. I'm like that comparison you just made was so what? Because Ayn Rand wasn't a socialist or like a communist where they would actually redistribute. She was like oh my god.
No. That's Mario Party 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's the communist Mario Party. Mario Party 1 is like the guy in first place could not lose.
The Mario Communist Party.
God.
So what are we naming this episode? Is it like the Mario Communist Party has a fist fight over circumcision? But back to what we were talking about, like, somebody made that comparison. So Mario 64 came out in 1996, and Sonic Adventure came out in 1998. Sonic Adventure, if we go back, Sonic Adventure is a trash can of a game. Because once again, you're dealing with really dated mechanics and really dated ideas. The camera controls are a little bit better than Super Mario 64, not by a lot, and they were really trying to get Sonic into the 3D space, but there was significantly more unique gameplay. You had 5 really good and really unique characters to play as, and then a robot. I mean, the Biggs the Cat fishing minigames were amazing. They were a lot of fun.
No.
Yes,
okay,
here's
the deal.
The Dreamcast.
The fishing minigames are the worst part of that game.
No, you go back and play the robot.
Go back. Yeah, it's like the worst part of that game, dude. Like everything but Sonic levels are unbearable, and the Sonic levels are pretty bad.
The Shadow levels are great. The Tails levels are fine. The Amy levels
Shadow
are okay.
Shadow doesn't have levels in the first one.
Tails
and 2, I believe,
and Knuckles.
Oh,
yeah, the Tails and Knuckles levels are fine.
So
the Tails levels are bad. The fucking Knuckles
is the worst part of the whole game because you have to go digging around.
The only good thing about the Knuckles levels is the fucking Pumpkin Island track.
That's Sonic Adventure 2, Pumpkin Hill.
Then Sonic Adventure 2 is better, even though it sucks.
Then I guess there's nothing good about the first Sonic Adventure.
It had a lot. It was open world. You had exploration. You had a lot of good mechanics, and then Sonic Adventure 2 came in.
Good mechanic. You can. There's a part in the very first level where if you just hold forward on a loop, you literally fall through the world. Like in the first level, the very first level.
Yeah, and if you hold forward in Super Mario World, you'll get killed by a Goomba. Like, what's your point?
No, if you go on solid land.
The point of fucking Sonic games is to go forward fast. The point of Mario games is not to walk into Goomba.
And that's why Sonic is better than Mario.
No, because the Sonic Adventure games don't even let you go fast, because if you try, it punishes you. That's why I don't like any Sonic games, including the 2D ones, because they're all filled with terrible fucking game design. Like fucking springs that stop your fucking progress because you decided you wanted to go fast. I fucking hate Sonic.
No, it's honestly, Sonic Adventure was a lot of good mechanics that didn't age well, and they aged slightly faster than Super Mario 64.
I mean, say what you will about Mario. Mario at least aged pretty well. The level design, no. Mechanic-wise, yes.
Mechanic-wise, yes. Super Mario 64. No. I think Super Mario 64 is a bad game for garbage babies.
No, it's a good game.
That game is a lot better than Sonic Adventure.
Well, no, like when Pro Jared was talking about how we've rose-tinted glasses Sonic Adventure 2, like,
he was right.
People don't remember Mario 64. Like, when they're thinking of Mario 64, they're like, oh yeah, I liked Bomb on Battlefield, I like Nessie's Cave, I like this level, and then they're totally forgetting the gridlock water-raising puzzle level. They're totally forgetting the carpet level. They're forgetting trying to fight Bowser the third time. Like, they are completely ignoring all the horrible things. Like, I love the pyramid level.
Yeah, the pyramid level's fucking
believe
cool.
me, Mario 64 is, like, super duper front-loaded with content, yes. No one's arguing there.
But, like, and on top of that, Mario 64 doesn't have chow-raising mechanics. Like, come on.
Here's the deal, okay? I need you to understand this. I made the point that people like Mario 64 mostly because they were, as children, stuck with a bad console for bad people. And the reason why people like Sonic Adventure is because they were stuck with a bad console for bad people.
You shut your whore mouth. The
Dreamcast
Sega
was
Saturn,
amazing. The Sega Saturn has one of my favorite RPGs of all time on it.
What is your favorite RPG? Because I'm gonna slap you if it's
not my favorite. It's one of them. It's Grandia 2.
Oh, well, Grandia 2 came over to the Dreamcast. It was fine.
Oh, sorry. I was talking about the Dreamcast. I get the Sega consoles are so like bad that I just lump them all together.
Wait, did you ever play Grandia 1?
Yeah, I love Grandia 1.
You know that game ends with like the main character having 20 kids, right?
Okay. Is this a refutation of me not liking the Sega Saturn?
No, but like, I thought it was funny because I actually watched the ending cutscene of Grandia 1 because like, I'm never gonna beat this game. I always get to the point where you're in the marshes. It's a really long game. Dude, I always get to the point where you're in the marshes and you have to fight that one guy again, like the guy who was in your party and showed you how strong he was just so he could kick your ass later. I always stop there, but at the end of the game, apparently he has like 20 kids with the green-haired chick. And they don't even bother coming up with unique designs for them. It's just like 20 of the same looking child running at a wall.
I need to get the HD re-release of that game because I only ever played a few hours of it. I agree. I love Grandia 2. I have it on my on Steam. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Grandia 3 is underrated. No one played it. It's really good.
Well, Grandia 3 is hot garbage. It's kind of like Dark Cloud 2 or whatever, where that game is trash and everybody pretends it's good because it has a bunch of mechanics that fell apart.
No one pretends Grandia 3 is good because no one
No,
played
not Grandia 3, Dark Cloud 2.
I'm really confused. You just brought up Dark Cloud 2 for no reason.
Yeah, because I like to trash on RPGs that people like. You know what's a great RPG that nobody played? Steambot Chronicles.
Yeah, true.
Frog is over here.
I don't know what, dude, man. My first game console was the goddamn Wii. Okay.
Oh, Frog is baby.
The Wii actually had some pretty great games on it.
It did. It was a terrible console, but it got some good games.
The Ninja Bread Man.
Oh god, I was one of the kids who bought that game. Don't even talk to me.
No More Heroes.
That game was actually really good.
No More Heroes is great. I can't wait for 3.
And I think Wii Sports Resort was unironically one of the best games.
Dude, my wife and I kind of let my wife have a lot of opinions, and I try to see where she's coming from.
I try to allow her to think.
Well, no, like I don't ever want to shout my wife down. Like, I want her to have her own opinions, and I want to listen to her, and I want her to feel validated.
Occasionally, she'll be able to speak in my home.
Yeah, like occasionally I have her take off the apron she wears when we go to the grocery store. But when she tries to tell me that No More Heroes is a bad game, like, that's where I'll start throwing fists.
I'm really glad that we all three can agree on this.
I'm glad we can all throw fists at our wives.
At Moth's wife.
At Moth's wife specifically.
Suda51 is he is the Hideo Kojima of Japanese developers.
Wait.
For the first time ever, I felt the brain cells dying.
Yeah, Suda51 is the Dark Souls of Hideo Kojima's.
I really hope what is that game that he made that had the gun that was called the Boner? Shadows.
It's
something?
Not Killer is Dead.
Shadows Die Twice.
No, Shadows Die.
No, that's Sekiro. Let's see here. Suda51 games. I gotta look this up.
Shadows of the Damned?
Shadows of the Damned, I think you're right.
I really hope that gets re-released because I always wanted to play that one.
I like how Suda51 has an IMDb page before anything else.
Yeah, because he's a visionary.
Shadows of the Damned.
So to wrap up, Sonic games are all bad, including the 2D ones. Maybe not Mania, but that's the one I've never played.
I will fight you.
Frog, would you like to give your opinion?
He did Silvercase?
Sonic being bad. Yeah, he did Silvercase.
I played Sonic Adventure 1.
How have I never heard of this one?
Silvercase is a visual novel.
Oh, that's why. Visual novels are dumb.
I played Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 as a kid, and I thought they were both bad, but, that's about it.
Even as a kid, this man had taste. This is why he is the Frog.
That's why I'm me. You know me for being
Sonic Adventure 2 is a national treasure, and I'll fight both of you.
Oh, if it's a national treasure, then I think it's about time we break down these borders.
And you know what? Shadow the Hedgehog, controversial opinion, it's so edgy, it's fun.
Shadow the Hedgehog is just fine, and it's only because it's so edgy.
You know what? Like, here's the thing that I hate. Shadow the Hedgehog is such a cool character, it's not even funny. Like, he's got the upturned spikes, he's got the red, silver, black color palette, he's got the ballin'-ass shoes that have jets that shoot out of it. He uses a gun and a motorcycle, even though he can run just fine. Like, this dude is the most baller character ever designed. The pimp among pimps. But because a bunch of YouTubers thought they had a voice and shouted him down, he will ever go into obscurity as like the Sasuke of Japanese character designs.
Okay, Moth, you did it. You changed my mind. I hate Sonic. I hate Shadow. I hate it all. It needs to die now. Bye-bye. It's over.
But speaking of redesigns, I do like Knuckles in Sonic Boom. I think Sonic Boom Knuckles is where Knuckles deserves to be.
I mean, yeah, he's a real praxis performing feminist.
That's not at all what I mean. I'm talking about he's a meathead who just knows he's a meathead and loves it.
What?
What? Where are you coming from, Mike?
I went silent because...
Yeah.
Well, wait, you've never heard that quote?
Of course I've heard that quote.
It's my favorite quote because it's praxis, baby. Google that shit. Lefties love dumb terms. Praxis, baby.
I'm lost.
No. Yeah, I'm absolutely lost here. You know who also has a good character design is Silver.
The Hedgehog?
Silver the Hedgehog.
Hate that guy.
I don't want to talk about. It's
And Rogue
no
the Bat,
use.
Rogue the Bat. Yeah.
Rouge the
Rogue
Bat?
the Bat is why a
Did you
bunch
say
like,
Rogue? It's not Rogue the Bat. It's Rouge because she's. I hate you.
It's Rogaine the Bat Face.
Anyway, hey, let's talk about how GameStop is an evil corporation owned by evil people. Except Reggie Phillips
Kill
owns
GameStop.
it right now.
What happened to GameStop?
Okay. So before we do this, you have to understand, Mike, I didn't know what GameStop was until like probably about 7 years ago. Well, no, like in Idaho, Utah, like the Oregon area, we had this small holdout cell of game stores called Hollywood Video, and it was like Game Crazy.
Hell yeah, Hollywood Video, baby. We used to have those.
Well, like you would have a Game Crazy, and it would be in like an iron cage. Like the entire store would be this like cool urban iron cage kind of design with concrete floors and whatnot. And then you'd go right next door, and there was like Blockbuster's inbred half cousin, Hollywood Video. And so you'd rent the games at Hollywood Video, you'd return them, and then you'd go and you'd buy the game at Game Crazy. Like that's how it used to work.
Remember
and so,
Gamefly?
Get out. You know that's still around.
Is it really?
Try before you buy.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
Gamefly's still around.
Wow.
They're trying really hard to stay relevant.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah, no, like I did not know what GameStop was, but GameStop is the reason I stopped wanting to work in game retail. Like absolutely.
I mean, I can understand that, but you elaborate, kind sir.
Yeah, so after Game Crazy kind of failed, GameStop bought them somewhat. It was this weird thing where GameStop didn't want to be like referenced with a failed brand. So GameStop bought Game Crazy and then opened up their own version of GameStop in Game Crazy called like Game Escape, or like it was some weird name that I can't think of, but like they bought Game Crazy, wouldn't convert them to GameStop, made them this weird third-party brand for a few years, and then finally turned them into GameStops, and the corporate structure completely changed. Like Game Crazy was all about like, hey, you know, you buy the game, you get the game. Hey, we give you like 66% of the trade-in value of the game, regardless of whether or not we're going to buy it. Like, we will take anything, whether it's a Game Boy game, whether it's a, you know, a NES game. Like, we will take anything and we'll try to resell it. We got a ton of peripherals. And then GameStop came around, and GameStop showed up about the time Rock Band started to peter out and Guitar Hero wasn't popular anymore. And so, like, they came in, they're like, okay, why do we have 300 Guitar Hero controllers? Just, like, why do we have 300 Guitar Hero controllers in the back room? Like, so they started, like, they redid their entire structure where they, at the time, you could not buy video games that were older than, like, one generation. You could not buy or sell video games that were older than the previous generation. So it was, if I came in and it was the Xbox 360 at the time, I was like, hey, I got this PS1 game. They're like, get out of here with this trash. And
They would just taser you on the spot.
Well, my sister had been a manager at Game Crazy, and then they got bought out by GameStop, and I just, like, remember her coming home one night, like, almost crying, because she was like, yeah, so at Game Crazy, like, you know, we had to meet quotas, we had to make a certain number of sales, and we would get bonuses. I'm being threatened, and I'm having secret shoppers come in from GameStop corporate, where if I don't try to sell them at least 2 different pre-orders, I get written up.
Yeah, that's what they do. GameStop is really fucking gross.
Yeah, and it's kind of like Barnes and Nobles now too, where like GameStop isn't GameStop anymore. It's a softcore nerd shop that isn't good at anything.
Well, like, yes, but, like, Barnes & Nobles is not a good comparison, because you walk into a Barnes & Nobles, and most of what you're going to see is books. They just also have some extra stuff.
No. When was the last time you walked into a Barnes & Nobles?
Well, since Barnes & Nobles was destroyed by a heckin' tornado, I can't anymore, but it was a few months ago. We had a gigantic Barnes & Nobles in our town.
Okay, you walk into Barnes & Nobles, and this is just the layout in Anchorage here, but you walk into Barnes & Nobles, and immediately at your front is a bunch of, like, electronic devices thrown at you. Like, get the new Nook, or whatever the hell Barnes & Nobles uses that isn't the Kindle.
Tomathan Nook.
I don't know. Get the new Nook, get calendars. Get this crap, get audiobooks. So, like, it's all weird stuff. And then you turn right, and it's just, here's 4 to 7 rows of board games. Like, board games and mind puzzles. And then you go a little bit further and it's like a Starbucks that doesn't want to admit it's Starbucks, even though it has all of Starbucks brand coffee in it. And then you go to the left and it's video games, DVDs, music, Blu-ray.
Man, you have a weird Barnes and Nobles.
Like there's a kids section. There's like aisles and aisles and aisles of like learning toys that don't really teach kids anything, but they're still cool to look at and you don't feel as bad buying it for them because you like try to say, at least they're learning a skill, when they're absolutely not. They're snorting like the metal magnetic marbles. Like it's just, there is no books at Barnes and Nobles anymore.
See, that's really weird because our Barnes and Nobles, well, obviously before it was completely destroyed by nature, you walk through the door and there's books as far as the eye can see. Off to your right, there are magazines. The manga and comic books are in the far right corner, facing the wall so that fucking anime fucking losers aren't seen by the public. And they have like a moderate, like medium-sized music / DVD section close to the exit into the rest of the mall off to the left. And it's like, it's all books. I loved going there. I used to go to the mall on the weekends with my sister, but I wouldn't do any mall things. I would just go read manga and books, and it was the most fun I ever had. God, I miss being a kid.
Okay, I gotta tell you guys a story. You ready for Moth Horror Stories 2.0?
Sure.
I mean, before that, I just say GameStop, you're not essential work. Please stop pretending you're essential work. Jesus Christ, I fucking let people go home and not infect everyone. Okay, Moth, go ahead.
Well, did you see the guy who somehow got onto a manager's conference call?
I did. That call is insane. It is
that
monstrous.
Call is like, well, we're trying to get you guys cleaning supplies. Okay, you said we were going to have it last week. Yeah, so if you don't have cleaning supplies, go and buy it and reimburse it through corporate. You guys have never given us a credit card. Like, how are we supposed to reimburse this stuff? We'll just buy the cleaning supplies.
And then there's like we've been sending emails to your corporate inbox for like weeks now, but we haven't gotten any replies. Why haven't we heard back from you? Oh well, we're not at the office. We're working from home. So these corporate fuckheads know that they should not be at work, but they're like, you know what? These corporate cogs in our machine. Send them out to die. Kill as many elderly people who are trying to buy copies of Animal Crossing for the Nintendo Switch as possible. They must all perish.
You know, I feel bad for essential workers because in my job, I do
you
have to
are
work
an essential
medical.
worker.
Yeah, I am technically. But work has actually slowed down. I spent the last 2 days doing nothing but playing Mountain Blade and painting Warhammer models. It's been pretty baller, actually.
Nice.
But I feel bad because I got this thing. When you travel as much as I do, gas stations become save points for you. Like, you know when you're playing a survival horror game and you always go to the safe room in the laundry room and you just feel good there?
Uh-huh.
When you travel as much as I do, that's a gas station. And you get those tornadoes and you get that low-carb Blue Monster energy drink and you just feel good. That's how it is with gas stations. Like that is exact. And I feel bad for these people who are like standing behind the counters and before the plague happened, they looked like they were ready to drop dead from a meth overdose. And like now it's just even worse. Like they're worried about getting sick. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. You're actually an essential worker. You do not deserve this.
Yeah. Wait, just to call, how low is gas for y'all right now?
I've not looked.
Right now, gas is $1.60 a gallon.
Is that good for you?
Oh well, I mean, before the pandemic, it was $3.50. So
really?
Yeah, that's pretty great.
That's pretty high for us, I think.
Sorry, Frog. It's for you. It's $2 Monopoly dollars and 3 Coke bottle lids per liter.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, so it's I like gas stations. I feel bad for these essential workers. Yeah,
Make sure to wear gloves when you're getting your gas, guys. That's like, how it's spreading right now.
Be good to these people. Like, honestly, if you order pizza, tip the guy $5. Like, if you do anything that makes one of these people have to work, because here's the thing. I'm technically a high skilled job. I'm technically I don't think of it this way because I'm a monkey wrench turner who has to know how magnets work.
Monkey.
Like, I really am. I technically I'm a high skilled job, so I get the reprieve, like the same reprieve people get for Labor Day when some people get Labor Day off and other people don't. Like, I get that reprieve, and I feel bad for these people. So, like, don't make these people work if they don't have to. And if they do something to make their lives better, please.
I definitely agree. If you order takeout in our trying times, make sure that you give the person who drops off your food a quarantine-themed blowjob.
Themed?
Yeah, you have to take a latex glove and inhale it before you start sucking them off.
Wild.
You also gotta like put the penis underneath the mask. God,
just carve a hole in the mask.
Let's move on from horny. I'm still recovering from my not horny times.
Speaking of horny, Steven Universe.
Yeah, Steven.
A show that ended because a boy couldn't sleep with his girlfriend, so he destroyed a city.
Oh my god. Steven Universe Future. So we have, okay, I just want to say, we have a new listener. His name is Michael, no relation. And he complains that we don't say spoiler before spoiling things.
Oh, snap. Spoiler.
So I just want to say,
Steven goes
Michael,
incel rage rampage.
Michael, go fuck yourself, you piece of shit. I don't care that you make more money than me. I'm your boss. Steven Universe Future is the most realist thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And holy shit, it hurts. It hurts to watch every scene of that show, including like the ending where he like is dealing with his issues. Holy
really?
shit.
I'm just mad that I never got to see him fuse with Blue Diamond. I'm being real with you.
Dude those last 3 episodes, Blue Diamond was like, I don't know what it was, man. I was never attracted to her, but in that episode where she's showing off her new powers, I'm suddenly feeling the mommy energy. It's a little too much for me.
Dude, it's really bad. I don't want to fetishize this, but like Blue Diamond has always been my favorite character design. Like her and Spinel have been phenomenal character designs across the board. I like
Spinel's character design.
And now Jasper is baller as hell. How she appeared in that last episode was great.
Yeah.
It's really funny. I think I'm going to compliment Rebecca Sugar.
What?
Rebecca Sugar has done a lot of things I don't like. I don't like how she handled the ending of Adventure Time. And honestly, I don't really like how she handled Steven Universe originally.
Oh yeah, the original series.
And I was really worried about Steven Universe Future because while it's real, I was noticing a lot of patterns I saw in Adventure Time where it was like, oh, the main boy character is going to end up empty while war criminals get a happy ending. Because it was literally following the exact same pattern. Mm-hmm. War criminals have a happy ending. The guy who did everything and carried the plot is going to end up empty and hollow. And that kind of happened, but we still got a mostly happy conclusion.
One of my favorite moments in Steven Universe Future is the last episode when Steven, the whole story arc of Steven Universe Future is the fact that Steven has not allowed himself to deal with the trauma that is being Steven Universe.
He is the universe.
Everything that, like, all the things that happened to him as a kid that would normally traumatize a child has traumatized him. And presents itself as toxic masculinity to the point where he even grows into, like, a buff caricature of like, a guy, as he's denying the things that he's going through, because people are trying to get him to talk. He turns into a giant monster. Because he views himself as a monster, and it's really obvious imagery, but it's really good. And
yes, it's a lot of visual storytelling right there.
You're almost right, you fucking idiot. And there's a moment in the last episode, Steven is transformed into this giant monster, and the diamonds are there, and every single character is lamenting how Steven is like this because of the shit they did, and every single one of them is correct. But Connie steps forward and is like, yeah, you're right. Shut the fuck up, though. This isn't about you. He is suffering right now. And it was in that moment where I was like, Yes, Steven Universe Future knows what it's fucking talking about. Holy shit. It's not about the fact that White Diamond was a shitty mom that didn't accept her trans daughter. It's about how all that caused this person that was a beacon of light in their life to feel genuine trauma, and they aren't letting him, like, actually deal with it. And then they defeat the giant Steven Kaiju by giving him a hug. Because when someone is being destructive due to trauma, you don't solve that trauma by fist fighting them, you fucking assholes that called the last episode fucking bad because there wasn't a fucking fist fight. No, you accept them and you try to help them move on. It was so good! Oh, it wasn't perfect. It was not perfect, because the fact that White Diamond still got off pretty scot-free for, causing multiple genocides. Maybe they shouldn't have made genocide a story point in the whole show.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
I actually always feel very much at home when genocide is a main point of the story.
Stop playing into the Nazism! This
is what you want! This is what society wants from me, Mike! I'm a white German! I have to be this!
You don't have to be it. You're a genetic Nazi. No one chooses to be a Nazi.
They bred for this disposition. I am the pit bull of white people, Mike!
Mr. Worldwide! Mr. Genocide!
Oh, we're getting there.
I disagree. I dislike the ending a lot.
I think they would have really made the ending a lot better if they just added Mario to the series.
They basically did. The main character is a short person who has, like, vaguely tan skin.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. After watching the season finale, I just watched Steven's Universe 1 through 3 again,
oh, that one's good.
And I felt a whole lot better about the series as a whole.
Are those awful ER videos?
No, they're like
they're like these minute-and-a-half long YouTube clips where it's just
by the same guy who made Fresh Prince of Blair, which are amazing.
Oh, I've never heard of these.
Oh my god, Fresh Prince of Blair is my favorite thing.
Oh, it's you're missing out, Mike. No, ER is a phenomenal content creator. I've never watched a single one of his videos, but I subscribed to him because PewDiePie told me to.
No, that guy's like,
That guy's really bad, and he makes... Okay. I've been arguing with people on Twitter about Steven Universe every now and again.
That's all you do is argue on Twitter.
Fuck you.
I wake up at 7 a.m., so that's like 11 o'clock your time, and I can just tell you haven't worked an hour at all that day, because you've started like 17 civil rights wars about anime characters.
Here is the T-sis, okay? People love to hate Steven Universe, and it pisses me off. It pisses me off a lot. Like, Steven Universe just ended, and people are expressing the fact that they like the show right now because it ended, and everybody and their fucking mom is posting about, it's not that good, it's not that great. Like, no one thinks it's that great. It just fucking ended, and we're enjoying the fact that it ended, and people are being such cunts about it. And I've had so many bad faith arguments, and I'm bringing this around.
What is your bad faith argument that you've heard?
Fusion is as a metaphor
is
makes
a
no
weak
sense.
Tactic to make weak boys something.
I mean, yes, it is potentially.
I don't know, that's the meme, right?
That's
am
how
I participating, guys?
That's how the Diamonds and gym culture in general views fusion. It's a way to make weaker gym stronger, but that's not what it actually is. Frog, you thought you were memeing, but you actually almost made a cogent point. Anywho, seriously, the fact that people don't understand fusion, for people who don't know, I'm getting closer to Mike here. For people who don't know, who don't watch Steven Universe, fusion is a metaphor for a relationship. Any kind of relationship can be
like a relationship with your dad.
Yes,
yeah, like
exactly.
showering with him.
Yeah, do you shower with your dad at a rock concert where you have to sing a song?
But that's the thing. When Steven fuses with his dad and becomes Steg...
And becomes Chad.
Unironically, like, the best character design in the entire series.
Like, big dick Steven Pop Mullet.
See, that character, though, it is the...
Like, that is the character that deserves to repopulate the Earth.
Yes, I completely agree. I think Steg should sow his seeds far and wide. But that's besides the
Starting
point.
with the mayor of Beach City.
Oh, oh God, that's probably exists now that you've said it.
Probably already did, to be honest.
Is it Beach City or Shell
comes
City?
on top of his
Shell City!
Shell City is the neighboring city that Beach City has like a...
Wait, Shell City's a thing in that?
Yes.
No, it's not. It's supposed to be SpongeBob.
You know, I will say, though, Mike, my favorite thing about Steven Universe is it showed exactly what happens when you try to become a famous music producer.
Yeah.
You end up working at a roller rink.
Nice. Sounds fun.
So, I love Steven Universe. I think it is one of the single most flawed shows to have come out of Western animation in a while, but I think it has more heart than most other Western animation.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, a lot of the best gemstones are flawed. Like, even in jewelry.
Oh, look at you being all cogent.
Yeah, he was being cute there. Like,
I'm using visual storytelling here, guys.
Kinda?
Man,
I'll
I
give you
love
half
how
points.
every single time he says visual storytelling,
It's getting a little bit
he's
closer every
almost
time.
right at this point.
A little bit closer.
But
No,
yeah, Steven Universe
I would
Future
say-
is so fucking good.
I would say very aesthetic character designs, very, very good music. They try to teach really, really good points, and they definitely do a lot of callbacks to old Japanese animation that inspired it.
Hey,
And so
he used the cinematic term correctly.
Yeah, so I appreciate a lot of what Steven Universe does, but at the end of the day, I don't think, I think children should be not watching this kind of show. I think they should be watching Uncle Grandpa instead.
That's a good point, to be honest.
Fuck you, Frog. I think Steven Universe is...
I think Steven Universe is meant for emotionally crippled man children and not actual children.
Steven Universe Future is a fantastic show. Steven Universe in general. And the reason I say that is because it is a show that has... It came out... The first episode was 2014 or 2015. And it is one of the few shows that has aged with its audience. And has dealt with issues that age demographic deals with.
Like Malcolm in the Middle?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Malcolm in the Middle was phenomenal
I love
in
that
every
show.
way.
Completely
I literally
agree.
grew up with Malcolm though. Like I
Yeah.
think him and I were the exact same age.
That's cool. I wish I had that.
Yeah. That being said though, I gotta drop this though. It does not hold a candle. As good as Steven Universe is, it has been overshadowed completely by a superior show that started the same time it did and ended a little bit earlier. And that is The Amazing World of Gumball.
I didn't watch very much of that show.
Okay, fat.
But
Amazing World of Gumball is phenomenal.
it's pretty
Amazing
fun.
World of Gumball
Visually,
is-
it's really nice. That's all I know about it, though.
It's visually
It is one of the
interesting and it has no
genuinely
meat to it.
Prettiest shows I've ever
Funniest
seen.
show I've ever seen.
It's pretty funny. I saw a couple episodes. Isn't it more episodic?
I've watched like a good handful. I've watched at least 10 episodes and I've never felt very like back whenever I did watch cartoons, and actually Amazing World Gumball I think is at least a year or two older. Back whenever I did watch cartoons and I watched that show, it was always my least favorite show of what was like on at that time. Just
really? Because you have horrible garbage like Uncle Grandpa, Clarence, Craig of the Creek. Like, you have garbage compared to
two of
Gumball.
those three shows are good shows.
No, Uncle Grandpa is hot garbage.
Uncle Grandpa's
Clarence
pretty
was terrible.
classic, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
Uncle Grandpa made me wish that Chowder was still around.
Oh, I love Chowder.
That's how
Okay,
bad
okay.
Uncle Grandpa
Chowder's
was.
great.
Clarence?
And Clarence made me wish Rugrats would come back. So
Clarence
it's
is-
hot garbage.
Clarence is fine. Terrence of the Creek is legitimately a great show.
Did you take back what you said about Chowder real quick?
No, Chowder's bad. and
I
you
love
should
Chowder. It
both
was
like
fun.
it. Yeah, you
Chowder
would like
was
Chowder.
Chowder was what was the one with the little kid that wanted to be a sailor?
Flapjack.
Flapjack. That one actually
Flapjack.
sucks.
Yeah, that one was the most terrifying
bad.
cesspit ever, and I loved it.
Yeah, same. That show has 90s, early 2000s energy to it, and that's why I liked it so much.
Yeah, so I'm glad you enjoyed Steven Universe. Steven Universe has been a show I've watched because my wife watches it, so I'll kind of watch it in the background while she's giving me back scratchies.
Nice.
But I've never actually sat down and truly cared about it. I like the character designs. Honestly, I don't like the fans at all, whatsoever.
Hey, I pretty much agree with that assessment. I don't like the fans. But, like, the people that, like, hate Steven Universe and, like, go on these bad faith, like, argument rants about it, like, people like ER and Lily Orchid.
Oh, Lily Orchid, fuck my life.
Why does it sound like a porn star?
God, I hope she's not. These are people that make me become more of a fan of Steven Universe because we had an entire fucking podcast previously where we talked about.
You mean Lily Orchard?
No.
I say her last name wrong all the time.
No, I'm pretty sure it is Orchid
because she's bad. No, I think it is, I think he is right. It's Orchard.
I don't think so.
But I'm going to get crucified saying this so loud, but is it a trans woman?
I think it is.
Yes, she is a trans woman.
Wait, I didn't even think about
Disney
that.
princesses as avatars?
No, I think she has like her own like avatar she drew or something, or someone drew.
Yeah, but they look like Disney princesses.
I don't know. I don't pay that much attention. I haven't looked at her channel since the last time I watched that awful Steven Universe video she did. Gosh,
I'm reading up on Kiwi Farms on her right now.
Don't do that.
Stop going to Kiwi Farms. Stop
You can fight me. You're the one who likes Steven Universe.
What does that have to do with Kiwi Farms, you fucking fat?
Wow. Who's Lily Pete?
Lily Pichu?
Lily Pete. I'm on Kiwi Farms right now. Oh, okay. So
Stop going to
all
Kiwi
the different.
Farms. Delete Kiwi Farms from your fucking history.
You can fight me because anytime we have a topic I do research on, it comes from Kiwi Farms.
It's a bad idea.
Yes, it's an awful idea. That's literally where you're going to get the worst information. Even if it happens to be correct, it's going to be said in such a way to piss people off.
Look, man, I'm reading this right now. I'm getting some really good information on Steven Universe.
Anyway, those types of people make me like defend Steven Universe in a way that looks uncritical. But I've spent so much time fucking dissing on Steven Universe. I think Steven Universe has so many fucking flaws, and it pisses me off that it's not better. But the places in which it is good is so fantastic that I do love the show. And I really wish I could just, criticize it in peace, with other fans and not have to deal with brain dead takes on Steven Universe. Like we joked in the last episode where we did a big dive on Steven Universe, how it's like fascist propaganda almost. And that was a joke and a meme. Lily Orchard is the reason why that take exists, because she said that unironically in her fucking giant ass video.
Wait, really?
And
I didn't watch that, so.
Yeah, that's where that take comes from.
Oh, no.
Her biggest thing against it is that the show forgives space Nazis. And so I've made it a meme that it's about a show about space Nazis just because I hate her. I fucking hate her. Speaking of things that people hate, Moth.
I'm gonna be real with you right now. I'm reading about Lily Orchard. Apparently in 2007 she had a publication called Animal Magnetism about a Pokemon trainer who fucks his Pokemon. And I feel like that was 12 years too early. Because in 2019 we got a video called Choose Your Partner that everybody loves.
Everyone does
Moth,
like that video.
Tell me why stands scare you before I kill myself.
So you guys have been throwing around the phrase "stan" for weeks now, and this is kind of like my boomer
years,
thing.
Really.
Yeah, it's kind of my boomer thing where I don't get on top of it until I realize that it's part of everyday conversations.
Oh yeah, it's just annoying.
I looked it up because my wife is like, yeah, that means stand by somebody. Like when you're a stan of somebody, you stand by them. I'm like,
it's a reference to Eminem's Stan.
It is a reference to Eminem.
Yeah,
it is a reference to Stan, Eminem's probably darkest and most depressing song of his early career.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The term fan comes from the word fanatic and literally means to be crazy about something. So yeah, and Stan is basically the same thing because it's about a crazy ass fan.
Yeah, and so the whole we stand for this, choosing a derogatory term and saying it positively represents you is like a girl saying, "Ha, I'm quirky because I have daddy issues."
I mean, that's one thing, but that's not the big problem.
I literally just said that fan is short for fanatic and is a term that literally means you're crazy. So
people use that a lot too. Meanings change, right? We can't really control that.
It does, but like this is Eminem's like darkest early song we're talking about here. That'd be like if we suddenly turn the phrase "dance with the devil" into something positive when Immortal Technique's over here like, "Hey, remember when I wrote that song about raping somebody's mother?" You're like, "Oh yeah, okay, that's great."
Yeah,
like. This is the same room that we're in. Like, it's the fact that people positively, like, label themselves as stans. Like, what the hell?
I don't want to, like...
This is the smallest issue about
I've hit the nail a lot, so I just want to say it a third time and not say it again. The word fan is short for fanatic, and to be a fanatic is literally to be crazy. It is on the same level as stan, which is a word that refers to a fanatic fan. Like it's literally it's literally someone just misspelled fan one day and it was now stan. Like it's the same.
I feel like fan has never really had a negative connotation. Though.
Sir.
Fanatic.
Well,
honestly,
that's what I'm saying. Definitions change. Mike.
I've never felt the word in the 30 years I've been alive. I've never felt the word fanatic to have a negative connotation.
You know why, Moth? It's because the word fanatic is from the 1800s, and that definition
even then,
has
you would
changed.
call Nikola Tesla a fanatic, and yet that's not a bad thing.
What?
No,
what?
you'd call him an enthusiast or something.
Yeah, yeah.
No, he was an electrical fanatic.
No. Now you're literally just pulling out who's a 17th century person I can say is a fan, so I can try and poke holes in the thing that Mike is saying. But because I'm right.
You have a paper thin straw man argument here, man. I'm not gonna let you stand.
Oh god.
Please, Moth, please. I don't know if I want you to become part of internet discourse or if I want you to stay away from it as far as possible. My favorite thing about
strawman is it's the most used thing that no one knows what it is.
That's exactly why I said it. It's because it's just But yeah, can I talk about Eminem real quick? Like while we're on the topic.
Eminem, what about him?
I don't know why, but so when I was a kid, the only Eminem album I had, because every white kid had an Eminem album.
Yeah.
The only one I had was Curtain Call. And I really liked that album. I actually, even today, with all of his other albums, I would say Curtain Call is my number one, followed by Relapse, and then the Marshall Mathers LP.
I personally like Curtain Call Part 2, but yeah.
There's a Part 2?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's
Are you thinking of like... Oh, okay. That's just like the Curtain Call with more songs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, it's the same album.
Okay.
It's kind of like when Lady Gaga did the Fame Monster, and then she did like, I think it was Born This Way, and it was 70% the same songs.
Yeah.
No, it was the Fame and the Fame Monster. Yeah, that's what she did.
Yeah.
But I got this issue with musicians, and Eminem is the perfect example of this. And so Eminem has always been a very political musician, and I didn't realize this until I went back and listened to like the Slim Shady LP and the Marshall Mathers LP. Where, like, every damn song is pretty much like, Bill Clinton's an asshole.
Yeah.
But he did this really weird thing where he was very vocal and political. Bush took office, and he criticized all of Bush's worst policies, which, you know, musicians tend to do this. And then Obama took office, and Eminem drops off the face of the earth. And then Trump takes office, and, like... Eminem comes back, he's like, man, these war criminals are terrible.
It's almost like he's got some kind of specific political leaning we can clue into.
Yeah, like
yeah,
I can respect
liberal.
Yeah.
I can respect Anti-Flag, because even when Obama was in office, Anti-Flag was releasing albums about, hey, can we stop bombing children in Syria now, please?
Dude.
Please, you can bomb one child in Syria as a treat.
It'll make John McCain's brain tumor happy.
The military can have a couple Syrian children, you know, as a treat. It's fine.
Today's the Navy's turn to drone strike a hospital.
Okay, American government, you haven't caused any genocides. You may bomb a single hospital.
You may bomb it once.
And then fucking Obama's in the corner going, yeah! Change this!
And meanwhile, Joe Biden's in the White House pool with kids touching his hairy legs.
Where am I? You're a dog-faced pony soldier, fat.
Okay, man, we're here at the politics episode, guys. We're here. But it's the
given up.
bipartisan politics episode. Everyone hates Joe Biden, except for the people who don't like who like Joe Biden for some fucking reason. You dumb idiots.
I try really hard if I hit a topic
stupid idiots.
to insult
You're gonna ruin
everybody.
America.
Joe Biden, the fact that like Joe Biden in his like fucking brain dead state has started calling people fat has like it's my new favorite. Like I used to hate that insult because it would only ever be said to me to invalidate my arguments because I'm fat. But now I'm like, yeah, let's call people fat because it just doesn't mean anything anymore. His brain is melting, isn't it funny?
It is really
he's
funny
gonna
how
be our
his brain
he's
is
gonna
melting.
be our fucking leader, maybe.
No,
Can't wait.
what I'm trying to do, if we do talk politics, I'm trying to insult everybody because I don't want to alienate one side of our audience. I don't want to be like, hey,
we can insult. We insulted. Okay, he's a liberal. We can insult a conservative. There's only one conservative candidate.
Orange man
Orange
bad.
man's pretty bad, bro.
Orange man,
Cringe.
half
He's
bad.
cringe.
I'll be
Well,
the centrist here.
When we started this podcast, I said I didn't want to talk politics because my belief is that you're going to alienate part of your audience. And I'm of the mindset that people should be able to think for themselves.
Why can't we just talk about half the politics?
No, like think for yourself.
Moth is
Support
an
who you're
ultimate
going to
centrist.
support. And at the end of the day, you can come and tell me who you're going to vote for and who you're going to support. And I'm not going to call you a bad person. I'm going to let you be.
I'm going to tell you you're dumb.
Meanwhile, stay tuned to my YouTube videos where I will continue to push my leftist agenda. Join me together in revolution, comrades.
Listen,
Eat
if
your
you want to vote for
landlords.
Trump, you can do that. But if you want to vote for Biden, you're an idiot.
Meanwhile, I think as long as you research your topics and you feel you're doing what's best for yourself and the country,
all I'm saying.
I'm not going to invalidate your belief.
But if you're voting for Joe Biden, you're literally voting for an elderly old man this brain is literally melting.
Yeah,
and I think that is morally
it's-
wrong.
Like my Joe Biden thing is not about his political stuff. I mean, yes, it is, but like mostly the fact that he's literally just a melting corpse already.
He is a puppet, and if you vote for him, you're literally like putting more strain on his already destroyed mind. Please,
Yeah.
please do not.
That's where I'm at.
Can we have Jim Gallagher become
Jim
president?
Gaffigan?
And just like, no, like, not Gaffigan,
Yeah, Jim
Gallagher.
Gaffigan. I want
guy who-
the presidency to be a platform for hot pocket jokes.
Yeah.
No, I want a president who beats watermelons with hammers.
I thought you were going to say beats his wife, and I was going to say you're in luck, sir.
We got him. We found him.
Speaking of beating your wife, hey, Frog,
What's
why
up?
don't you tell us about Doom Eternal?
Doom Eternal makes me beat my wife.
What? Doom Eternal is actually the best. Like, from what I've seen, a lot of my married friends, like, their wives are loving Doom Eternal.
Yeah. It's,
Like, women that you would never give a video game to are
Moth took
loving
your
Doom
joke
Eternal.
and was like, I'm going to make a salient point out of this.
It's just...
To be fair, your
would
friends'
actually-
wives love the game because their boyfriends are playing it and not beating them.
No, it's I'm a little bit worried about like giving my wife a copy of Doom Eternal because I don't want her to like curb stomp a demon and be like, yeah, take that, hubby. Like, what?
God.
Nothing. Go back to sleep.
no. Doom
Moth,
Eternal,
it's 4 p.m. Time for your demon slaying time.
Doom Eternal may be the best first-person shooter I've ever played, and I don't want to like exaggerate here, but I think it is. Oh,
I'm dead.
Nope.
She heard it. I'm dead.
she's coming for you, dude.
This is it. If my turnips in Animal Crossing aren't worth money, I'm dead.
Yeah. If you like first-person shooters, like me, and you want to play a good first-person shooter, I don't know, man. Here's the thing: if you like 2016, for the gameplay, like Doom Eternal is different, but it's insanely good. It's more balanced. It's got more of an emphasis on like actually using the tools you have at your disposal. Because in 2016, you can kind of just use your shotgun the entire game.
I actually never use shotguns in any shooter, and I totally blame Halo CE for that.
That's
fun.
a weird. We're talking about Doom, sir. A game with two different shotguns.
No, but like even when Doom 2016 came out, like I just used the machine gun the entire game.
Why?
What?
Like, okay, you have to understand when like Halo came out and you did that flood level where they give you the shotgun, they're like, kill the flood with this weapon you haven't used yet at this point in the game. That thing is a marshmallow cannon.
Yeah.
Like. It is hot garbage.
What?
It sucked in multiplayer.
Wait, the shotgun is like one of the best weapons in Halo.
No, you're thinking of post-Halo. You're thinking of Halo 2, Halo 3, Reach, Halo 4.
You are correct, and I will not fight you anymore because I still have not played the original Halo.
Yeah, so I like Halo has ruined shotguns for me, and so like even when Doom 3 came around and you had a shotgun, I couldn't use it. I was afraid that it wouldn't hit anything.
I think you're totally like it's weak because Doom, the shotguns, they feel sexual to fire.
They really do.
What,
dude? The freaking super shotgun? Are you kidding me? Is like my favorite thing.
Oh, It's okay. So you know how actual shotguns work, where you can actually have a fairly decent range on them,
depending on what you load it with. Yes.
That's Doom.
Fun fact:
like, you don't have to be right up in something's face to hit it, so you can like stagger 6 of the mini enemies, run up to them, fucking rip their guts open for some fucking health, and then turn around and get up in something's face, and it's so good.
With a capital
fun fact
D.
About shotguns in the U.S. military training manual, when they classify each firearm you can use in the military, the shotgun is considered a short to medium range weapon excelling at silent assassination.
Huh. Wait, silent? Hang on.
Yes.
It took me like a minute. Like, wait, hang on. What?
A short to medium range concealable weapon that excels at silent assassination.
Okay, well, the short to medium range,
I'm gonna need you to say what that acronym is so I can call you stupid, because my brain won't, like, my ADD brain can't catch up with you. So just say what the acronym is so I can call you dumb.
What? I'm talking about, like, what the shotgun is classified as in the U.S. military firearms manual.
I don't get it.
Okay. Because I'm not gonna play into your. I'm not gonna if I take too much time thinking about this, I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
No, I am being dead serious. I'm sitting here going through firearms training in the Air Force, learning about why the M249 is daddy issues in a can, and we get to the section where they talk about the different shotguns we might deploy with, and they're sitting there. It goes, "The shotgun is considered a short to medium range concealable firearm that excels in silent assassination."
So, Michael, when you hear this, because I know you're ex-military, please tell me what he's saying. Please, like if this is real or if this is a joke. I need to know. Please, oh God, please, someone save me. My brain wants to start moving, but it won't go. Frog, please tell me what makes Doom so good before my brain explodes.
Okay. Yeah, it's man. Like, I don't know.
Men, got it.
Men makes this game incredible. And
the Doomslayer makes the game incredible.
That is true. But the big thing, at least I think for me, is just like they made every mechanic. Well, they sharpened up everything mechanics from like the last game. Obviously, the shooting still feels incredible. Like, it's still visually really good and stuff. Although I do prefer like the more grounded kind of. Is diegetic the right term? To say
the original game looked more grounded.
Yeah, I kind of like prefer that.
It was less cartoony.
Yeah, maybe I prefer that, but overall, I still think it looks really good. Stuff like that. But it's the speed. Even though your base movement speed's a little slower. The speed is so much faster now because of all the new movement abilities you get aside from just running around.
You get like a double dash really quickly, don't you?
Yes, you get a dash that you can use in the air. You can use it on the ground and the air. It only recharges on the ground though. But you can get like an upgrade that makes it so whenever you get a glory kill, it resets. So you potentially could like glory kill things in the air like infinity times to dash infinity times. Stuff like that. You get like a grappling hook. You get you get the ballista, which is the equivalent of like the Gauss cannon in the last game, where you can like shoot it behind you to shoot yourself backwards. You get
There's
so
also
much
like
stuff.
the super shotgun now has a fucking grappling hook
I
attached to it.
just talked about the grappling hook.
Oh, yeah, you said grappling hook, but you didn't describe that it was attached to a fucking shotgun.
Yeah, it was attached to the shotgun. Basically, it's the gameplay you get so much more options in the last game, and it makes the last game look tame by comparison. And I don't think I can ever go back to the last game because of how insanely fun and how many options you get in this game.
I've seen that the levels are like absurdly long.
They're all
Do you think
they are
any of the
very
levels
long.
are too long?
I think some levels may be a bit long for me. Yeah, that was one of my big complaints. It's still like a minor complaint, to be honest. That and the tutorialization I think was a bit too forcey. You can turn the tutorials
doesn't the
off.
game like show you as like every single time you can do a glory kill with a new weapon? It just shows you.
No. It shows you whenever there is a new like enemy that has a specific weakness, it'll tell you the weakness instead of figuring it out yourself. Which I think is kind of lame. Yeah, you can turn it off, but you have to turn it off manually. It's not automatic. Which I thought was a little bit lame, but if you want to, you can turn it off. So it's not that big a complaint.
Because from what I've seen, some of those, I think the first one that it should do it the first time and against the skeletons to show you that you can take off their rockets.
Yeah.
Just because you need to know that you can do that.
Well, the first
and
thing
then
is
from
with
that
the
point,
Arachnotron. It shows you can take off the cannon, yeah. So I feel like after the first time, yeah, you can kind of stop holding your hand at that
yeah, because then you can just start exploring with that idea.
Yeah, right? But
I hate to admit that I'm agreeing with Aaron Hansen here, but tutorials are dumb and you don't need them.
Well,
Aaron Hansen thinks that because he doesn't understand.
Well, he doesn't even read them, and then he also sucks at games, so it's a different thing.
Yes.
But yeah, my big thing though is like I agree with what you said, Mike. But also, since the action is so chaotic, it's nice to have one thing less to think about, less to like figure out. It's nice to have that in your mind going in. But it does remove the thing where you have to figure it out yourself, though, which is kind of lame.
I think to alleviate that, they could have it so that the first time you fight that monster of that type where it has that weakness, it's by itself, so you can maybe explore a little bit. But I totally understand, totally get it, because that game is about fighting it's basically every single like fight in that game is a horde mode like level, essentially.
Yeah, basically.
How do you feel about the? Because there are tons of secrets in it, but they're way more telegraphed than they were in the original Doom. How do you feel about them?
Well, they're telegraphed more. You could see them like in different spots, but they weren't. I wouldn't say they're telegraphed. I guess the better word would be.
Some of them are giant glowing question marks.
Well, yeah, most of them are, but like. Actually, telegraph might be the right word for it. It's just like they're. It's clear that they're there, but they're now more a puzzle to actually get to. Like in the last game, you would basically just like go around a little specific corner and it'd be right there. But now you'll see it and you'll be like, oh, how do I get there? And it'll be kind of a different thing. And a little less obvious. Despite being more obvious.
Is nice, but one of the things I enjoyed about the first Doom is that every collectible, it felt like it was where it was at for a reason, and I don't feel the same way about it.
That's the thing, right? Like what I was saying earlier and how things like were put in places. Like, I think I like that more. Like for example, in the last game, you could find a codex entry on like a desk, but now they're just floating in the air, like video gamey style. And I think that's it's what they're going for. They want to be like cartoony, which is fair, but I did prefer the other way to do it.
So like whenever I look at these two Doom games, 16 and Eternal, I'm probably going to play Eternal. I'm definitely going to play Eternal eventually.
Yeah, if you wanted to access my Steam account, you can like play it off my account if you'd like.
I can definitely say that 16 is the game that I like more.
I mean,
because it feels like Doom 2016 feels like you are a person that is coming into the end of a horror movie and you have to clean it up. Like there's horrific elements to it, and Eternal, from what I've seen, looks like a Darksiders game.
Yeah, it's more
way
fantasy-ish.
Better gameplay.
Yeah, and
which I don't inherently hate, but like I feel like it could be better.
I think it leans more into that's the thing that they were trying to say, right? When they announced this game, they were saying they're trying to be less. They're trying to broaden the scope of the universe, kind of deal, and they definitely did do that with this game. They made you visit like Earth, which is obvious. You were going to visit Earth. Hell on Earth is the Doom 2. But they also made you visit the Maker, which is a different race altogether that was introduced.
Totally not angels, guys. Totally not angels.
Well, that's the thing, right? Hell is also like it's the angel equivalent, like how Doom Hell is not actually hell. It's like a different universe. So there's no actual like religion stuff in this, even though although they do reference biblical stuff in the game, it's more so in relation to the events happening, not directly correlated. So yeah, you visit the Maker, you visit Earth, you visit the Night Sentinels, which I have to learn more about because I'm not great at this lore stuff. I should read the codex entries I found.
That's another thing, and it's the same problem I had with the Doom 16. So much of the lore is in like ancillary stuff, and there's tons of stuff in Doom 2016 in the lore that would make Doom Eternal make more sense if you went through it, but you have to go through it to find it. And
you know what? I hate to be the boomer here, but Doom 3 BFG handled doing lore right. Because that game was pants crapping crazy.
Yeah, that game
when it came
sucked.
out. You were actually scared. No. You were actually scared playing that game. Like, every time you got jump scared.
Yeah, the reason you were scared in that game is because you had to look around with your flashlight because, fancy lighting techniques. But as soon as a fucking demon appears, you have to quickly switch from the flashlight to your gun because the guy can't tape a fucking flashlight to his gun.
No, you had to switch. You had to actively switch. Like, you finish the fight, you just crapped your pants, everything is scary, you open up your menu, and you pull up the comm logs, and you start listening to them until you can calm down well enough to get to the next section. That's why Doom 3 worked. It was great.
You know what?
It sucked.
Moth, yes, too bad it sucks. But Moth brings up a good, thing, and it's something I was thinking about when I was watching someone play through Eternal, and it's the same with 16. All you would need to do to, fix it was to make all these codex entries have, a voiceover so that you can turn them on and then play the game.
I would really like that.
Because then, awesome. You get a codex entry and you're like, ooh, cool. I can turn this on and then go back to killing and maiming while I'm listening to this lore.
That'd work well if there were more slow sections to the game so you could do it without having to kill things. I'd be too distracted by killing things to listen to it.
It would actually be even better if we talked about the better game that came out this week.
No such thing.
Mount and Blade Bannerlord.
Oh yeah, people were talking about that.
I thought you were going to talk about Animal Crossing.
Oh, no one cares about Animal Crossing.
No, Animal Crossing's great. My wife has played it probably 6 to 7 hours a day, every day for the last 2 weeks. But
yeah, what else is she going to do?
Bannerlord. Bannerlord is phenomenal, and everyone should get it. And I now have an irrational fear of the sound that horses make.
I mean, yeah, you should be afraid of horses. They're immoral creatures from the darkness.
Playing PvP and just, trying to load up a crossbow and hit a guy from 50 yards away and then suddenly hearing clip, clop is the most terrifying phenomenon on this planet.
I, too, feel fear whenever I hear clopping noises.
I don't like.
Well, that's because you live in a trailer and you just, look out and see it's another fursuit convention going on in the Central.
I'm generally not a fan of those
okay, I get
strategy game. No,
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you, Mike. I'm not trashing on people who live in trailers because, it is a living condition that happens. But you can have these people living in the nastiest living conditions, sometimes trailers, and then you open up their closet and see their fursuit, and they're like, "Don't touch that! I don't want it getting dirty." And I'm like, dude, I literally just saw a roach run through your fridge.
Anyway,
Mike, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Why don't we talk about something you want to talk about, Moth Boy? You actually watched Dorohedoro.
Dorohedoro is by far one of the best animes I've ever seen. It is top 3 right now with Golden Kamui.
So, both me and Frog have read Dorohedoro.
Well, I haven't read the whole thing, but I've read a bunch of it, yeah.
Wow, boy!
What?
It feels so Quentin Tarantino, where I don't feel like there's a central plot. I don't feel like I feel like we are, there's a term in storytelling, there's a bit of advice they always give you in storytelling, and it's, the point in which you are observing somebody's life should always be the most interesting point in their lives. Mm-hmm. If you're not telling the most interesting part of that person's life, why are you telling a story about them? And Dorohedoro feels like the most interesting point of the lives of a handful of characters, 10 characters, but they're not working towards a central goal. Each of them have their own designs. Each of them want to accomplish their own goals. They have end goals. One of them wants to become human again. One of them wants to avoid being a mage. They're all trying to do their own thing.
I just...
But there's no...
Spoilers,
I want to
way.
point
It's
out,
not-
Frog, we should should feel blessed that Moth just made a very cogent point for like the first time, a cogent point for like the first time ever, and he's completely right. And I just want to say, Moth, I am so proud of you.
What?
I am unironically so proud.
What are you talking about? I feel like you're like the parent who the kid just managed to poop in the toilet. The parent's proud, but like he doesn't understand why the parent's proud.
That is exactly
why did I poop
what
in
is
the
happening
toilet,
right
Mike?
now.
Why did I poop in the toilet?
Answer him.
Because what you just said about storytelling, like a lot of one of the main criticisms that people lob at Dorohedoro is that it doesn't feel like the story is focused enough.
Yeah.
Which as you like read it, and I don't know about the anime because I've only watched 3 episodes of it. It is good. I agree with you.
It is phenomenal, and it's got some of the like the OP and the fact that the OP is called "Welcome to the Madness." You don't realize it the first time you see it and watch it, but that is the perfect introduction to this anime. It is absolutely welcome to the madness.
Yeah.
Nothing makes sense. Everything is kind of told as the plot
here's
goes
like
on
the
organically.
coolest thing about Dorohedoro, and I don't know where the actual like anime stops, and we'll talk about that.
You know what? Here's the thing. Even Kaiman says Dorohedoro. It is not Dorohedoro.
That's what I say, and everyone keeps like, making fun of me for it.
It is Dorohedoro.
Yeah.
All right. So the
Just so
coolest
you know,
thing about Dorohedoro is that
the anime stopped.
It is literally like it is a unfurled rope where it has all these seemingly unconnected bits and bobs all over the place. And then at the very end, it all comes together in a incredibly interesting and fascinating way. And a lot of people give up on it because they feel like it's too meandering, but like every little bit of information it gives you feeds into like the greater narrative.
Even if it is meandering though, it is entertaining. Like
Yes,
the whole
it
Blue
is.
Knight arc.
It's so fucking out there. It's great.
Well, like even the thing with the girl with the purple hair, the most useless character in the entire
Hibisu.
show, whatever. Hibisu. Like, even when Hibisu is off doing, like, random stuff, it's fun to watch. Like, they even do a character's backplot with a DVD. They tell the most tragic story imaginable in the most lighthearted and entertaining action movie way possible.
Talking about, the main...
N.
Yeah, N's
N.
backstory.
Yeah, N's backstory is played on a DVD that is then sold to people.
He makes a propaganda style like DVD to sell to all of his fucking fans. It's I love that little bit.
Yeah, like just so you know, the anime ends. Spoilers. The anime ends. Kaiman figures out that she's a sorcerer, and they get her away from N after he makes her sign.
Further than I thought they'd get. Wow.
No, like I was talking to my wife about it. I honestly feel like if Naruto went from if like the entire plot of Naruto up to the end of the Chunin exam happened in 13 episodes. That's how I felt this is gone.
I really hope it gets another season, because if it does, that's roughly the halfway point. If it gets another season, I feel like it could actually finish the story.
Probably, yeah, and it's
and the actual climax of the story is insane. Because at this point, have you figured out who the? I think you should have figured out.
Risu. Yeah, you figure out that the guy in his mouth is a dead man.
Yeah, but like, there's more to it than that. How far in the manga did you get, Frog?
Around that point, actually, not quite that far, I don't think, but pretty close to it.
Yeah, so I do also think that the big bad having one of the most useless powers on the planet is hilarious.
I think it's great that he just turns people into mushrooms.
Well, his power is the ability to manipulate mushrooms. And then he said, okay, how can I make this better? And that's what he does. Like, he makes the ability to make tracking mushrooms. Like,
the reason why his power is so like powerful is because he's able to produce far more
much smoke.
Yeah, than most other people. So it's like stand logic, where he has kind of a useless seeming power, but he makes it fucking work, and he makes it work super hard.
Yeah, and I just like the fact that Shin, despite having a very powerful form of magic, actually hates using his magic.
Yeah.
I love Shin. Does the anime go over his backstory? Because he has a really good backstory.
Yes, the fact that he cut off his own arms.
Yes.
and then Noi had to sew them back on.
There's a little bit more to that.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it, because, like, the best thing about Dorohedoro is getting to the revelations of the plot, because...
Well, there's no bad guy. There is no bad guy in Dorohedoro.
There is, but he hasn't been introduced yet.
Well, it's probably that demon they keep referencing, Churaman or something.
Yeah.
Churigan.
Basically, yeah, that is the main bad guy, but also, no, it's not the main bad guy. I want to talk about it, because so... The beginning of Dorohedoro, like where you're at up to that point, it is like a comedy, goofy, fun time, fun time adventures with killing people. And then everything after that, it starts turning into like a goofy, funny, happy time killing, but also existential horror and eldritch abominations that seep from the earth and control your life. It goes in places that are insane, and I really hope it gets another season, because I want to see that. Like,
now, can we talk about the fact that I'm so mad at Netflix?
Yeah,
here's what gets me. Okay, like I have a Netflix subscription, and it's one of those things. Like, my dad has a Netflix subscription, and my sister uses it. I use it. My brother uses it. My other brother uses it. Like, it's a Netflix subscription that 5 people use. And Netflix is getting, $12 a month from my dad, or however much it costs. And they're benefiting from it, and it's not like I can be like, hey, Netflix, it really sucks this hasn't come to America yet, and that I have to wait on a delay, whereas Japan is getting a weekly update. Like, this is dumb. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm going to pirate your content now, but they're not losing any money because of that, because I'm still paying for the damn subscription.
That's true.
And so it's like, they're not losing any money. Their business practice isn't at risk for me pirating. Like, I actually use pirating as a form of protest.
Yeah.
Like, generally, I don't pirate because I can afford stuff, but if I do pirate something, it's my way of saying, hey, you guys are scumbags, fix your stuff. But pirating Netflix's stuff doesn't hurt them.
Mm-hmm. It especially, like, Netflix, even in Japan, they're so, like, it's so fucking dumb, the things they do. Like, we're not going to talk about it this episode, because the next episode's going to be the seasonal episode. Brand New Animal, the new Trigger anime, in Japan, like 2 weeks ago, the first 6 episodes came out on Netflix Japan, and then they didn't air anymore, and then it's going to start airing properly on like a broadcast TV station, like on the 3rd or something. And that's how they're going to air it from that point on. Like, they literally
Are they going to air it
sense.
from episode 7 or episode 1?
I don't know. Because my brain says they have to do episode 1, because not everyone would have watched it. But if they start from episode 7 and then go forward, that would be fine for me as someone who pirates, but not fine for all the people that, like, don't have Netflix in Japan and are just going to get fucked over and not understand this fucking world. God damn it, Netflix. Get your shit together.
What gets me, and this is what actually aggravates me, is I still haven't seen High Score Girl Season 2. And High Score Girl was probably one of my favorite animes of the last 2 years. And what happened is Netflix bought the rights for High Score Girl Season 2, and they still haven't aired Season 2 in America yet. And
Season 2's
out. Yeah, it's out. It's done. But Netflix isn't posting it.
I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix.
No, it's not. Only Season 1 is. The first 13 episodes of Season 1 are out. Or like the first 15.
I mean, I don't believe in fact-checking, because every single time we start looking shit up, I have to cut a bunch of audio
out. The content of the video drops. But like, but yeah, like I just checked like 3 days ago, and Season 2 isn't on Netflix yet.
I'll take your word for it. I could have sworn.
So as of 3 days ago, it wasn't up.
Okay. Well,
but like they do this, and then now I either have 2 choices. I can, instead of watching it on my big screen TV with my wife, I can go on my laptop and pull up Kiss Anime and get AIDS trying to watch it, or I can wait for Netflix to actually own it instead of going through Crunchyroll or Amazon Video or Hulu or any of the other streaming services I pay for.
Bruh, I could send you a completely, like, safe download of it if you wanted me to.
I don't torrent anymore. I'm done. I'm so
torrent
done.
days are over, boys.
I have a USB stick. I have to open the file in VLC Media Player and make sure the subtitle track is turned on, convert it to MP4, put it on the USB stick again, take it upstairs, plug it into my PS4, pray to God my PS4 doesn't read the codec wrong, pray to God the subtitles errors. I'm not doing that.
He's mad because he added a bunch of extra steps.
It's just not worth it.
Well,
but yeah, that was everything I had.
Not worth it. I think that's been an episode of We Hate Anime.
Are we already done? I felt like it went by fast.
Yeah, it did.
We're almost at 2 hours right now.
Crazy.
In closing, I'd like to say that my co-hosts are simps.
What did I do this time?
You know what? Fair, because I do. I am a sucker that idolizes mediocre penis. Because I would fuck penis. You off.
I'm so mad. I got called for the weirdest thing. I got called a simp the other day because I called Ethan from H3H3 a piece of trash.
How's it make what?
Yeah. So I was on one of my bodybuilding groups and I was talking about how much I dislike Ethan from H3, especially in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, here's my issue with Ethan. He started really, really well, and I'm not mad at him for doing a podcast, but he's consistently degraded as a human being, and I feel like he's been dragging Hila down. I feel like Hila does all the work. She produces the podcast. She comes up with content for the podcast.
She's a total cutie.
When they were doing the H3H3 show, she was editing the videos. She was recording the videos. She was making him look good. She was helping him with the writing. She carried the H3 channel behind the scenes. He was the face. He did nothing. She carried the series behind the scenes. She carries the podcast. She carried their marriage. She carried the pregnancy. She carried her clothing line, their show, their pregnancy, their podcast.
I hope she carried the pregnancy.
Yeah, that's what I'm laughing at. It took me a second to hear that.
She basically carried 5 individual things while Ethan sat in an apartment and watched Blacked all day while her father died from a brain tumor. And he actually admitted that. And I'm just like, I actually said on one of my bodybuilding groups, I'm like, I feel bad for Hila because she's married to a trash can of a human being. And I got called a simp for it by 3 people. And
okay.
The word simp has lost all meaning.
Yes, it
is kind of like the word king.
King is just a funny thing.
No, king, everyone is a king.
No, nobody is a king. The only people who are king are people who go and work out and try to improve themselves daily.
No.
People who just tell somebody
you can just cut that
to make them feel good.
You can literally cut that sentence.
Not every single man is a king. You have to love yourself.
Only the men who work to be a king is a king. No. You do not deserve to love yourself if you're not doing something to improve yourself.
I'm gonna half agree with Moth.
Everybody gets a participation trophy.
Hold on, I'm gonna half agree with you, Moth. You should. Anyone who improves himself, good job. But bodybuilding's not the only way to do that. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, it is. It is the absolute learning to cut wood.
I don't want to hear it, Moth. Your gyms are closed. You are not doing king shit by your own standards.
I've been doing bodyweight training. Fight me.
Yeah, body waiting for the gyms to open, you fucking simp.
Oh my gosh. You know what, Mike? You know what? I'm going to come to your trailer and flip it. With my bare hands.
I'd like to see you try. It's a double wide, bitch.
That's the only way you can fit through the front door, Mike.
Got him. We've been the We Hate Anime podcast. Please follow us on Twitter. You can follow me at AnnieMaikeru. Please, Frog, do the spelling, because you know I can't spell.
ANIMAIKERU.
You can also follow Frog.
Mothman.
Don't follow me. I suck.
He's a good boy. He's a soft boy. He's a good little froggy boy.
You can follow
FRO,
me and FR0GK1NG for mine.
Mine is at the New Wave 4th Reich.
Mask. His is Ask Mask Off Reich, man. You follow him
Himmler's
at
grandson.
Mothman.
Yes.
Please, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, all that gay shit. Please look forward to my next video that should be out within the next few months. It's going to be a dissertation on Fire Punch, and it might be too ambitious. I don't know yet.
And if you're watching us on the Stormfront or InfoWars, thank you.
Just thanks.
Just thanks, guys. Please tell your friends about the podcast. Please help share it around. Bring us good joy and love. Thank you so much for your time. I'm proud of you. Have a good day.
Nice. I like days.